Hello folks, welcome to our canal channel Jose. Today we're going to show you, give you an idea how you can do your own oil change on your Generac generator. This is for a 30 horsepower engine, and this is the Ultra Source Guardian, the 15,000 watts, and we're going to be replacing the oil filter as well. So we're going to be showing you in the manual, if in case you don't have it, what requires and what we are adding and what oil filter we're going to install, because it was a little trickier to find out the oil filter for this guy. So we're going to show you and give you an idea, so you, if you want to do it yourself, so that way with this season's coming up, if you want to have the generator ready to go, you can change the oil, have it ready to go, and save a lot of money. With that said, let's jump right into it. So here we have the stuff that we're going to be using. We have two adjustable wrenches. We have our oil pan to catch the oil. We have a couple rags. We have our manual to show you some of the info that requires for the oil. And we have oil. We have a 1 full quart of our Royal Purple 530. That's what we're going to be using. We have an extra some of the other full synthetic oil that we're going to be using. And the filter, which is made by Fram, is a PH 4967. This is the oil filter that we have compared to what is in the generator. So we bought it at Home Depot. You can buy it at any auto parts, but this is what fits in there. So with that, let's go into the manual now. Here in the manual, Ultra Source, the generator that we have here. And then right on the maintenance, we have this product description, maintenance schedule, and all that. We come down to the engine specifications. So this is a displacement 992 cc's. This one requires a spark plug RC14YC or equivalent, and the gap for the spark plug needs to be adjusted at 0.040 inches or 1.01 millimeters. So that's for the spark plug. We are not doing that yet. The gasoline is a 16-gallon tank. And now to the oil, we have we're gonna be using 530, which is full synthetic, and it says for winter. But 1030 and 530 to us is in California. We can use both of those. So oil capacity, if you're changing the filter with oil, you're gonna have to put 1.5 quarts. So it's going to be one of these and a half. And if you're just changing the oil, it requires 1.2 quarts, which is one and a little bit of it if you're just replacing the oil, not the filter. So with that said, let's jump right into the oil change. So we have our generator. This is the electrical part in the front. This is the engine. This is where the battery will sit right here. We have it. We're charging it right now. And this is right underneath the starter. There's this hose like this. It's looped around and it has this cap, so you gotta push it in, unhook it, and then you gotta lift it, take this cap off. Once you take this cap off, then we drop this into the oil pan, and gravity is gonna drain the oil out. Then we're gonna go and uncover our oil cap, so we let air in and it drop, and the gravity starts taking the oil from the engine out by allowing air to go in. So now we take it up high, take the cap off, and then we dip it into our oil pan to drain all the oil out of the generator. Now that there's no more oil coming out and we have drained it all out, we clean the cap, we put it on and tighten it. So now that we have put the cap back on, tighten it, we put the hose right where it was, hook it on so it stays in the same spot. Now we can go and take the oil filter off. So right there is where our hose is. So we go on the opposite side, and there is our oil filter. We have to take that one off. So now we are just gonna turn and loosen the oil filter with our hands if it's not that tight. And if it's tight, we can put a tool here. It's pretty accessible. So then you want a rag to clean the surface so it's not slippery. And then you want to put the oil pan underneath because there's some oil that is going to come out of here. And then with a rag, you want to clean around the surfaces if there's any oil that spills around. So now we take the oil filter off. Now that we have taken the oil filter off, we clean the area, this area here, right where oil fell into, and then we can start putting the new filter in. Now we grab our Fram oil filter, pH 4967. So now what we do is we just put some lubricant, some oil, even old oil on the oil here. So when we're twisting it on and it starts touching the housing or the structure and it compresses itself, it slides and it seals and it doesn't tear or damage this area. So now what we can do is we just tighten it by hand. And what I like about the Fram filters is that they have the shape for a tool, and also they have this rough surface that they painted on some coating that you can grab it and have more friction, and you can turn it so it doesn't slip when there's some oil or when you have your oily hands, and you can slip into the paint. This one you have more traction to put it on and to take it off. That's what I like about the Fram filters. So now we just clean the surface and we can start adding our oil to the engine. So now we have put the filter back on, a new one. We have put the hose right where it was, cap it and tighten it. Now we can add the oil right through here. Because we changed filter and oil, we're gonna add 1.5 quarts. If it was just the oil drain, it would be 1.2. So now we put a funnel here and add 1.5 quarts of oil. So now that we added 1.5 quarts of oil, we added a 1.6, and we come over, we get our measuring stick, and we look at it, and we are right where it says full. So right on this dot right here. So now this is good. Now we have topped off, or we have put it to the level that needs to be. So now we take our funnel off and cover it. So now we have drained the oil of our generator. We have replaced the oil filter as well. We put 530 Royal Purple with some of the other full synthetic that we had around there. That is 530 as well. And we use a oil filter which is made by Fram, is a pH 4967. It fit right on it, so you can buy it pretty much any auto parts. And then now we just topped it off about 1.6 quarts of oil. So now what we have left is we just gotta fire it up and make sure everything's running fine. So when we need it, it's ready to go. there is, folks. We have changed the oil on our Guardian Ultra Source Generac generator. This is on the 30 horsepower little engine. We added 1.6 quarts of oil, full synthetic, 530 weight, and we went by the owner's manual for the weight and how much. So the oil filter, we use a pH 4967, which you can find pretty much anywhere, even online. So now we show you a little bit of the maintenance of how you can do it, so you can get your generator ready for the next season or when you need it, and you start with fresh oil. And with that said, folks, for our friends who are watching a video, have you subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here en el canal El Chano Jose.